Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Wire2Wire Sports Podcast. I'm the NFL genius, Gene Walzak. And in the upper left corner, we got Kent State's own, Cleveland's own, College, the Combine, Cottrell. You're on mute again, brother.
Mute. I don't know why this is happening here, but I was just asking, gentlemen, how's everybody feeling today? I feel like we got I'm going to say a more loaded show than last week. It's March officially. Like it's always fun this time of year.
But it's a really crazy day when I go downstairs and Nick's watching like whatever the game was today, like Pepperdine. It's not really Pepperdine, but it's just 2 12 and 18 school. I'm like, what are you doing? It's March conference tournaments. I'm like, all right, man. I'm kidding. In the upper right corner, Scholastic Shally, Uncle Shally, Mr. William Shawcross.
Gentlemen, it's March Madness time. Got some Horizon League and some other action already going on today, which Gene was already speaking of. You love when one of them was anyway. You love when the 11 and 21 teams that are 2 and 14 in conference are getting national airtime on ESPN. It's great.
It's crazy. Such bad basketball. There's 100 people in the gym watching the game. I'm like, what are we doing? There was one camera angle they had that was really cool. It was from underneath the backboard. I'd never seen that one before.
That's cool. It's all part
of it. We got a
loaded
show. What'd you say?
It's all part of it, though. It's like the official kickoff of March Madness. All the playing games are started. It's a good time. We're getting close.
Oh, bro. I'm ready. I'm ready for some March Madness. My Darren Peterson hate will continue. I will continue trashing that kid. Not sure if you've seen him play against Arizona State. Just saying. Kid's obviously fraud. Any team that takes him number one is just not paying attention. Just saying what it is.
He didn't have a good week.
No. Just not paying attention. The kid doesn't care. He doesn't care. And it's very obvious. It's very evident. But whatever. Cottrell, you obviously got some hot wire. My God, it's at the Combine. We don't just talk it. We actually watch it. We live it. We do it. Want to get started on hot wire, big dog?
Absolutely. Before we get into some of the stuff that happened at the Combine, though, we do got a couple pieces of baseball news we want to touch on here first. First one being what's going on right now, and that's the World Baseball Classic. I'm not sure you guys have had a chance to tune in to see. I think U.S. faced the Giants yesterday. You had the Dominican Republic face the Tigers yesterday. You've had some of these teams starting to get into action here, and now that the tournament's officially kicked off, I know we gave some quick predictions last week, but what are your guys' thoughts on the World Baseball Classic coming up here? And just I guess with what you've seen so far, does anything change any opinions that you've had with what you expected to happen?
I do want to ask real quick: is this the only World Baseball segment Classic that we're doing, or are we going to get into it in the MLB when we do because I want to ask, because I have something prepared for you guys, and I don't know if it's too early to go over it.
It's up to you guys. I mean, we could just hit on this quick and then, touch on it again when we get to the Central. I didn't know if we were just doing the Central later, so I wanted to throw it in here to just get some initial reactions here.
See, I like this time of year because we're not as jam-packed, so I feel like we can kind of just, ad-lib sometimes and just kind of go with the flow and do what we want to do.
Well, then I want to do this. Can we do this then?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm going to go player for player, position for position, the United States lineup versus the Dominican lineup.
Okay.
Based off of what we've seen so far. Because we're on a crash course. We are on a crash course for these two teams playing against each other. That's just where we're at. I say what you want, to where we're at. Those are the best two teams in the Classic. I would love to go over lineup versus lineup.
I'm with you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think you're heavily discounting Japan. So.
Didn't they lose their exhibition game?
They did.
They did.
Okay, just checking.
Good to see you
Positions
too,
don't
Dante,
count.
at the combine. That was a crazy random thing, but absolutely it was good seeing you at the combine.
I mean, Dante knows we don't talk and we live it. You know, both of us. He lives it. We live it. This is sports. It's the world we live in. But I'm going to go lineup for lineup. And I think we should do position for position, but I'd rather do lineup for lineup, like 1 through 9. What do you think?
I mean, I think you should do it both ways. I think defense matters.
All right. So let's start with the lineup. Batting first for the Dominicans, Fernando Tatis. Batting first for the Americans, Bobby Witt Jr. Now, before you guys all jump on the Bobby Witt train, I'm not saying I won't pick him. No, but hear me out. Before you guys jump on the Bobby, he was awful the second half of last year. Awful. So I would love to know in this matchup who you'd rather have at the plate, Bobby Witt or Fernando Tatis.
I mean, Tatis didn't come close to putting up the same numbers he did when he was juicing either. So I'll go Bobby.
Personally, I'd take Tatis, but I understand why you would take Bobby. I think
that one's really close. I mean, I don't think either answer is wrong.
I don't think either answer is wrong either. I actually really like Bobby Witt Jr., and I was trying to get you guys to go on the other side and just go back and forth. But I listen, if this is just gut reaction, I'd rather have Bobby Witt up. And that's just the way I feel. I've watched the guy. Now, there's no like statistics that back up what I just said. Fernando Tatis was better last year. But I'm going to go with Bobby Witt Jr. Then we get second. Then we bat second. Mr. Not Elite, Bryce Harper versus Mr. Consistency, Ketel Marte.
Bryce Harper.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Okay.
I mean, you can. I think if you want to get in a numbers fight, you could probably make sense for Ketel. I think Bryce is also one of the most clutch hitters, if not the most clutch hitter in the game right now. So that guy's had more big at bats and had big hits than Ketel Marte's ever dreamed of. So I'll go Harper.
All right, number 3. This is the big one. 2 highest paid players in baseball. Juan Soto versus Aaron Judge.
I mean, I don't know how you can't say Aaron here.
I agree. If this was Juan Soto from like when we started the show, it's a hell of a discussion.
When he was still Ted Williams.
Wasn't gonna say it. I was gonna let it go and not bring that up. But
how's Mike Trout been since I said he was gonna fall off? Just checking.
Mike Trout's still more accomplished player. I didn't bring it up. I didn't say anything. I was gonna let it go.
So if we're gonna do that, I can do that too.
I didn't say it. Why are you coming to me? The guy up top did it, not me. Sounds like you're yelling.
Me I was a moron.
Sounds like you're yelling at me. But right now, it's Aaron Judge.
All right, number 4. You got Kyle Schwarber versus Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
I got the Dominicans getting on the board here. Take Vlad.
I think the sheer power and when Kyle's locked in is great. I think Vlad can hurt you in a different number of ways that Kyle's probably not going to. Kyle's going to hurt you pretty much strictly with the long ball. Vlad's a guy that can go 4 for 4 with 4 doubles. Kyle's not going to do that. So it's Vlad for me.
Alex Bregman versus Manny Machado.
It's Manny for me.
I'll take Machado as well.
3-2. We're getting closer. This is a fun one because I'm really trying to understand what we're banking on. Just last year, Cal Riley killed it. But overall, Junior Caminero over the last 4 or 5 years, or three or 4 years, been a better hitter. I'm going Riley, but not by as much as people would think. Cal Riley versus Junior Caminero.
Well, I feel like it's consistency, of course, matters, but big on the what have you done for me lately, I suppose. So I'm taking Dumper here as well, but I guess my margin would be slightly bigger than what yours is, Gene.
Yeah, I think again the consistency versus kind of I still think to some degree I still think we're on the way up with Dumper. But coming off a career year, I also think he can relax a little bit more in this lineup. He's not really pressed per se to produce like he had, like he is in Seattle. So I will take Dumper as well.
Okay, next one, I'm easily going the Dominicans here. Roman Anthony, who's a stud, absolute stud, but versus Julio Rodriguez, taking J-Rod.
It's J-Rod. But I would say it's not as wide a margin as I think some people think it is.
Oh, Roman Anthony is way on the come up. I think this one's interesting. Depends on what Byron Buxton you get. But Byron Buxton versus Agustin Ramirez.
I mean, listen, Byron Buxton is in kind of that same category as if he's healthy, he produces. It's just a matter of can you keep him healthy. That's been the crux of his career. And we're gonna get into this after this, but I mean, for me, it's Buxton. I think Buxton has the higher ceiling. Again, him hitting a low in a lineup like that, not feeling the stress of having to produce. If he's healthy, he's a guy that is routinely put up big numbers. So I just think his ceiling is higher.
I go Buxton as well here.
And then Bryce Turang versus Jeremy Pena. Which, by the way, I was a little shocked that Gunnar Henderson's coming off the bench for the Americans. I would think they would have put him at second base or put him at third and put Bregman at second. I mean, you get to do a lot of things there. I probably wouldn't have started Bryce Turang over Gunnar, and I think this answer is a little easier. But last year, Bryce Turang's numbers, going by last year, Bryce Turang was one of the best second basemen in baseball. Turang or Pena?
We're going just strictly at the plate here for this, right?
I mean, Pena is an incredible fielder.
That's why I was asking.
But Bryce Turang's no slouch either.
I know. I'm just saying, but I'm saying if we're talking about it as a whole, I think I would lean Pena. But if we're just talking about at the plate, I would go Bryce Turang.
Did Turang win the Gold Glove 2 years ago? Anyway, I mean, if we're just talking plate, I think it's Turang. I think Pena, he's one of those streaky hitters. He gets in those streaks where you can't get him out, but then he also has streaks where, he'll strike out 8 out of 10 at bats. I'll take the more, consistent, solid guy at the plate.
I mean, look, they're both really good.
They are.
And that's being the 9-hole. And then you go to the bench and you got Gunnar Henderson coming off the bench. I watched the MLB. I watched the Americans, the United States team, just come off the bench with stud after stud after stud. I mean, I get it. It's versus the San Francisco Giants, but they just are so deep in so many places. You got Paul Skeens. You got, Gooble's only going to pitch one game. And I heard his explanation. This is the part that is frustrating to me. Did you guys hear Tariq Scooble's explanation why he's only pitching one game?
I didn't hear, no.
Shai, did you hear this?
I heard most of it. I'm on the same boat as you, I can almost guarantee you.
So he's like, oh, I'm not really stretched out if this was the middle of the season, like this and that. Hey, I mean, no one's asking you to go 7 or 8, bro. You can go in and give me 5. You can go in and give me the same start you would give us in spring training. Are you half-assing it in spring training? I'm just trying to understand. Like, no one's asking you to go in there and give it, 9 innings of shutout baseball. I hated that response from him. I hated it.
I'll tell you this. I'm gonna say the part out loud that I don't think a lot of other people want to say out loud, and I don't think he wants to say it out loud. In Detroit, definitely, he threw a lot of innings last year. Threw a lot of innings on short rest at the end of the year. He is their everything. If something happens to him, they are done. And I think he's tired. And I don't think he's battling any kind of injury or anything like that. But I think he's a guy that if he is stretched out, he's a horse. I don't think they want him coming into the season pitching 2, 3, 7-inning games already. That's my honest answer. I understand why they don't want to do it. But at the end of the day, I to your point, I also feel like if you're going to commit to do this, then do it. Like you're playing, for lack of a better term, you're playing for your country. So, I don't like the whole, I'm going to go dominate Great Britain for 5 innings and have a tip of the cap and leave. And like that shit bothers me.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. And I think that he pitched a ton of innings too. So like, I understand what they're saying. I don't know. When I look at that, I hated the response, and I just didn't really appreciate it. Just being, as transparent as humanly possible. I hated it. Kyle asked this question, and by the way, MLB players already getting busted for PEDs. Yeah, I mean, let's be clear, it wasn't a good player. Yankees versus Dodgers Works Series. I'm kidding, World Series. I know what you mean. Sneaky contender in the WBC, a country that might be underestimated. I have 2 for you, Kyle. I have 2. Would you consider Venezuela a team that is sneaky because they're ranked like 4th?
I don't think you can call them sneaky. I mean, because again,
Look at their roster. I mean, it's
I just think they don't have as a complete lineup, or the depth that, like, say, U.S. or Dominican Republic have. So I wouldn't call them sneaky by any means, though.
I figured you'd say that, so I had a very, very deep team for you guys. I want you to watch out for Australia. I want you to watch out for Australia's. They're in Pool C, which is Japan and Chinese Taipei. And a lot of people think that there are 2 teams that are locked to get out of that conference. I don't think that's what it is. I think Australia steals one of those 2 spots.
Travis Bazzana, baby.
Hey, I feel like that they're a very sneaky team. Super underestimated. I don't think they'll win. I think there's 3 teams that can have a chance to win. I think it's the Americans, the Dominicans, and the Japanese. In that order. But with that,
I wouldn't be surprised if Venezuela was up there. I'll say that.
Okay.
I mean, they should. I mean, they should be part of the final, at least the final 8. And if you win that game, you steal a game, then you're going to play one of the big 3 most likely.
I find it very interesting how this is getting played out. Looking forward to it. I think they're really sneaky odds. Look out for the Australians, baby.
I mean, the only team you really can't make money on is the U.S. I mean, they're minus 110. Everybody else is plus money. So Japan's plus like 340. I think Dominican's plus 410, and then it kind of drops off even more after that.
You could probably throw $100 on Japan and Dominican Republic and give yourself the emotional hedge.
Japan.
But it's kind of where I'm at. Anything else we want to talk about Classic before we get into MLB?
Are we not doing defense?
We can do defense. I'm down with that. Defensively, it becomes a whole new world. But let's go over defense. United States and Dominicans. Get the rosters back up. I mean, obviously, I think first base is kind of a wash with Harper and Vlad. I don't think either one of them are known for their defense. Pena and Trang, that's almost a wash. I know Pena is incredible. I'd probably give the edge to Pena, but it's not as far as people would think it would be.
I would go slight edge Pena there as well.
Yeah. Any disagreement on first base? I think it's kind of a wash.
No, I think they're both above average. I don't think neither one of them are elite though. I mean, they're both good. They're solid.
I think Pena's elite.
That's not my first base.
Oh, sorry, I apologize. Cottrell?
No, I agree. I mean, I think it would be a wash there at first, and then Pena's playing second.
Oh, Sven shortstop. I apologize. Kettle Marte is at second.
Okay.
So I give the edge to Bryce Strang at second base over Kettle Marte.
I would
Agreed.
there as well.
And then you have Pena versus Bobby Witt at shortstop. That might be Pena.
That's close.
I know, but I'm just like when I look at that,
It's kind of crazy how fast that changed, because I vividly remember Bobby Witt 2 years ago, and it was like, oh, like, yeah, we know he's an athlete, but like, is he going to figure it out at second? And then he just went out and dominated defensive. He's going to figure out at short, but then he went out and dominated the following year. And it was like, all right, we knew Bobby Witt could play defense, but like now he's actually showing it. I would probably still go Pena with the slight edge, but it's definitely tight.
I'm going Bobby.
yeah, I'll go Pena. Third base, we have Bregman and J-Ram, and I don't really think either one of these guys are really, really plus defenders. I mean, Bregman is because he's versatile. I'd probably go Bregman over J-Ram or Caminero starting for them. Sorry. Why is Caminero starting instead of J-Ram? Am I missing something?
Where are they playing Machado?
They have Machado at DH.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Was
that for the
missed the first round? J-Ram's not all right, so he probably will be their third baseman. Junior starting. That makes sense. I just looked it up.
Okay.
I'm like, why is that? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But Caminero versus Bregman, I'd probably give the edge to Caminero there.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let's go. I can't wait till we get to center field. Julio, I mean, that's silly, right? Is that are we like Julio Rodriguez or Byron Buxton? Like, I mean, Byron Buxton's the best defensive center fielder. He is, but like Julio Rodriguez is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about two top 5, top 6 center fielders defensively in the game. It's Buxton now. If Buxton's healthy, it's Buxton.
I guess you have to go Judge over Soto. Soto's like a minus defender.
Everybody on this show over Soto in right field.
I am not better at right field than Soto.
You're not here. Well, here's the thing: you might not be better, but you're not worse. So,
I mean, what am I missing left field? I'm pulling up the U.S. roster again. I had it. Roman Anthony versus. Oh, I see what they did. Tatis or Judge and Roman Anthony and Soto. They put Soto on left.
all right, well,
So I have Tatis over Judge.
Agreed.
I have Tatis over Judge, and I have Roman Anthony miles ahead of Juan Soto.
Agreed.
So, and then we have catcher, which, I mean, it's tough to go against Agustin Ramirez. He's a much better defensive catcher than Cal Riley.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
The guy's won the Gold Glove the last 2 years. He's debatably the best defensive catcher in baseball.
I didn't know he won the Gold Glove. So
He did go
probably right.
back to back.
Well, then I'll shut up. So then the Americans would be better defensively. Pitching, the Americans are a lot better. They're so good.
And that's where I think Japan sneaks back into it. I think Dominica's going to share the ball. I don't know. I just don't know how deep they're going to go. I think they're really going to have to manage their pitching staff. Whereas I think Japan has more depth, and the U.S. can just keep throwing arms out, minus Scaredy Scooble.
I lost a lot of respect for him.
I don't want to say I lost respect for him, because in the longer, like, I'll say this: if I was a Tigers fan, I'd be like, bro, like, I don't even want to see you out there, like, with the workload you've taken on the last 2 years. My problem with it is, like I said, if you're going to commit to do it, then commit to do it, because there's a plethora of guys that we could have picked another guy from that would have gone out there and pitched and done anything we've asked him to do, rather than, hey, I'm going to go out there and say I was part of Team USA and pitch a couple innings, then roll out. But then, 20 years from now, be able to claim like I was part of it. Like, that's the part of it I don't like.
I think the part of it that's weird too is that he came out and basically said, like, after he pitches, he's going to go back to the Tigers and like rejoin them. And then if the U.S. makes it to the final, then he would try and come back and rejoin them to kind of be a part of everything. So it's like you really have like one foot in, one foot out. Like that's kind of crazy.
Like, you're just going to come back in the clubhouse the day of the championship and then sit there and celebrate with everybody that sat there and played the last 2 weeks? Like, come on, man.
I think the funny part of what you just said is, can you imagine if Zach Wheeler was healthy?
Yeah.
And throwing him in that, like, Dean Scooble Wheeler. Good luck.
Yeah. Not wrong.
Let's move forward. We'll get back to it in MLB.
All right, so next thing up here with MLB is we got Jerickson Profar suspended for 162 games for testing positive for the second time for performance-enhancing drugs. Just kind of one of the big, well, shouldn't say big, but one of the stories that happened this week in baseball. Obviously, he's not necessarily the best player on the Braves roster, but impact-wise, how do you see this affecting the Braves this upcoming season? And just any thoughts in general on second time getting busted?
I mean, he's a damn good player. He's not a bad player, but yeah, no, I hear you. I think that I think that there's someone in the Phillies organization that gave him and Johan Rojas to drugs. One, to hurt the Nationals, and two, so Johan Rojas doesn't have to play for the Phillies.
I mean, listen, stupidity is the top of the list here somewhere. Being a moron. It hurts Atlanta. I mean, again, like Gene said, he's a good player. Like, it's not Acuna, but he's a good player. He's a guy that's was gonna play a lot and be a good depth piece. And now they gotta go try to, replace that. He's a guy that never really, lived up to the billing he had when he came in. He was a top 5 prospect for a long time. Hasn't really lived up to it, but again, he's still a good player. Like, he's a very serviceable player. So it hurts them. It definitely does. You can't get popped twice, man. I mean, I just don't. I don't know if he sat there and took it again and was like, "There's no way they're going to test me again." Like, they just got their money out of me. Like, I don't know what these guys think, man. I really don't. I haven't read anything if he said anything and took responsibility or he's blaming it on something else. I don't know what's going on, but
he's depressed. Bro.
What?
He's depressed.
I'm
kidding. He didn't say that.
But yeah, I mean, it's missing a lot of games, man. It makes a lot of teams almost put you on an untouchable list because they're not going to trust you.
Agreed. I mean, I guess and
you're not getting paid now.
With his absence, though, do you think does it change your outlook on what the Braves will do this year?
I mean, I think they'll go out and get a player, but I don't think it changes my outcome. I think the Braves still going to be a really good baseball team.
Yeah, they're going to be really good with or without him. Like I said, it's just a good depth piece. Or like, when they face the injuries that they faced the last 2 years, he's a guy that can get in and play every day, and he's not going to kill you. Like, so yeah, I mean, an above average player that can play multiple positions, that was probably going to play a lot. Like Gene said, I'm sure they'll go find somebody else, but it still hurts their overall outlook. They'll still be a good team, though. I mean, that roster's still loaded with talent everywhere.
Yeah, he tested positive for synthetic testosterone, so it's not like he knew he was taking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No excuse for that one.
Synthetic testosterone.
That's what he took.
I know. I'm just saying, it's crazy. Like, you thought you were going to get away with that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's not going to pop. Guy's got bull semen in his blood.
All right. Anything else here with profile before we move over to the NFL?
Are you not going to cover Johan Rojas? What a winner that guy is. I'm kidding. He tested too. Just
How many games has he got? 80?
hopefully 2 years.
All right. Moving over NFL side of things here. Got the Rams making a big trade. They received all-pro cornerback Trent McDuffie for a first-round pick this year, number 29, fifth-round pick this year, a sixth-round pick this year, and a 2027 third. Quite the haul for McDuffie, in my opinion, there. But you do get an all-pro caliber corner there and sure up, one of the weak spots that you had on your defense. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts on this deal here? And do you think there's a clear winner in this deal?
Yeah. I mean, the Rams are going all in to win a Super Bowl. And it's very obvious what they're doing, and I'm jealous. Giving up, the 30th pick it was, which is a big pick. But the winner's the Rams in this. Trent McDuffie's one of the top 10 cornerbacks in all of football. And you got him for the 30th pick, a guy that you hope would be Trent McDuffie. I don't know. The Rams are going all in, and I love that. I love that for them, and I love to see that.
I don't disagree at all. I mean, I think this is the Rams putting all the chips in the middle, like Gene said, and saying we're all in, which for most likely what Stafford's last year, and say, we're going to win a Super Bowl, like Charles said, shoring up a position that was a weakness for them last year. And I look at it, I value it the exact same way Gene does. If I keep the 30th pick, am I getting him in the draft? Probably not. So, and probably not definitely a rookie year. So, I think it's a great move for the Rams. Continue to show commitment towards winning, and it's a minor win for Kansas City because they freed up some money, and they have to free up money. So, but overall, I mean, what's going to go on the field product wise next year? Definitely, I think it's a decisive win for the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough not to say the Rams here because, I mean, obviously McDuffie is, like you said, Gina, top 10 corner in all of football there. I do think on the flip side of it, though, we've kind of seen the rotation or the revolving door at corner for that Chiefs team. And obviously, I'm not saying that all of them are going to be McDuffie there, but like we saw before when they had Tyrann Mathieu, not just at corner, but just in general, like in their secondary. We saw before they had Tyrann Mathieu, they replaced him, and they still have been, very, very good defensively. They had L'Jarius Sneed, and he ended up getting moved on, and he went to Tennessee, but like they replaced him, and Justin Watson's a solid player. So like I think with the Chiefs right now, with them still having Spags, like you obviously are going to miss out on the talent that McDuffie has. Like you can't just throw anybody out there and say, hey, shut that guy down, and we don't have to look at your side of the field. But I do also think that they're in a position where their scheme is going to help them out a ton if you get a guy that can come in and do exactly what Spags is looking for there. And in the midst of that, you also get another first-round pick on a team where you kind of have to hit on some of the younger guys because you are so, cap restricted with, the big-time contracts that you already have signed there. So I do think it was a small win for the Chiefs there. The McDuffie hole will definitely be missed, but you're the Rams. I mean, that was absolutely the move to make there. And, now that really frees up what they can do at 13. They can take best player available no matter what. I thought before it was like almost a sure thing that they would try to go corner there, but now the world is really going to be their oyster there.
I mean, I thought they were going to go Jeremiah Love, and then Jeremiah Love ran the combine. I think the Chiefs need to get, a lot of money off their payroll. But I think the most important thing for them is to shore up that offensive line and to get a run game, because you can't ask Pat to do it all, especially coming off a huge injury. I think that's where the Chiefs will go. Running back, offensive line. That's their first two picks, in my opinion.
Agreed. I said it like before. I thought Jeremiah Love it made the most sense for him to go to the Chiefs. Not only because he could play running back, but you can also slot him out there and play some slot there just in certain formations and things like that. So I think that'd be a move that makes a ton of sense.
Ciao.
No, I don't disagree at all. Kansas City has holes. It remains to be seen if Patrick's gonna be ready, week one. Um, but like we've said, these big money contracts with these quarterbacks and everything kicking in, and other contracts they have sprinkled in, like you got to start paying them now, and it's getting harder and harder. I don't think I think it's weird to say, but I mean, I think if Kelsey would have ended up retiring, that probably would have done them a favor in some aspects. But now they got to pay him again next year. And they got to improve. I mean, they went last year with Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. I agree. They got to find somebody that's going to be the guy for the next 5 or 6 years. Get a good running back on a rookie deal, and do what you want with them. But we've also seen that the demise of that team really has been, as good as Patrick Mahomes is. That offensive line has not been great for the last couple of years, and I think they got to start there. They got to start shoring that thing up. You can't be paying that guy that much money and have him running for his life or getting hit all the time. You look at back at all the great Patriots teams. They always had good offensive lines. Like if that's your guy and he's your franchise and he's the best quarterback in football, you got to protect him. You got to protect him and let him stand back there and do his job. So I would start there from Kansas City.
A lot of other news around the NFL, and I do want to address one because it's local. So I want to read the headline to you. All right. Cowboys rework Prescott, Lamb, and Smith deals. Then it says, while the Cowboys are under the cap, they will still need more room to be as aggressive as owner and general manager Jerry Jones said the team will be when free agency begins. The Cowboys have wide receiver George Pickens at $27.3 million, but a long-term deal would give them room to spend. Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, and Osu Adi, I can't say his last name, who are scheduled to make $63 million against the cap. Guys, I need you to understand this happens every single year for the Cowboys. Every year. We are under the cap. We're making all these moves. We're going to be aggressive. And then they go and sign a punt return. David Putney, I just, do you guys believe that Dallas is going to be big players in this free agency market?
I say no, but I also think it's because they really don't need to be. They got 2 first-round picks this year, and they're not just, 2 high first-round picks. Like they're in the mix. Like they absolutely can work on getting someone that'll be helpful for them. So I think yes, you can be somewhat aggressive, but like I would say Javonte Williams last year as a running back signing for them was a plus. Like it wasn't a big time splash move, but he definitely did his job at that position there. I think they need to work on getting better on their offensive line, and of course you need to address your defense. But when you got 2 top 25 first round picks there, I mean I think that's a way to do so. You get 2 plug and play guys there defensively to shore up your defense. You have talent now as well, so I think it's possible for the Cowboys to make moves, but not just go out and get the best guy. I think they don't need to be super aggressive. So I don't even know why Jerry would say that. I mean, I know why. It's Jerry, but
they're linked to Sonny Styles. How do you think he would fit in Dallas?
I mean, it would be like a glove. I mean, I think Sonny's a player. Him being an off-ball linebacker I think he could play in any system. If it's 3-4, you put him in at middle linebacker. He has the speed. He can go sideline to sideline. He can tackle. And then if you're in a traditional kind of 4-3 there, I think he's better at being an outside linebacker there. So, I mean, I think in Dallas, he'd fit like a glove. I just think that if Dallas were to go the Sonny route, I would expect them to also go with a pass rusher there as well in the first round, like pair with them.
Okay. Shal, you think Dallas makes moves this year?
I mean, I think they'll try. I mean, I think they always try to get in the mix for people. I mean, we said this, and they went out and traded for Pickens last year, and that ended up working out well. I don't think any of us really thought it was going to work out as well as it did. re-signed him. I don't know if he's going to sign long term and give up his free agency. Again, the one thing I think Jerry overvalues is I think he always thinks he's going to go get the big star and get him cheaper because he sells them on, going to play in Dallas and playing for the star. And I don't think he realizes that doesn't hold the weight that it did 20, 30 years ago. These guys want their money and they want their worth, and they want to go play on good teams. And Dallas is also always a lot of drama. There's always shit going on in Dallas. Like no matter how good they are, how bad they are, there's always, somebody's mad at somebody, or players are fighting about this, or Jerry's interfering too much with this. There's just always shit going on with Dallas. So I think they'll try. I mean, I don't think they're going to make some huge splash, though. No, I don't.
Pete in the chat, no matter what moves the Cowboys make, it won't make anything blockbuster. They're going to perform the same way as years past because of mediocre coaching and ownership up top. I want to ask you, Petra, I know you were at the Combine. There are a lot of reports, a lot of talk coming out about Caleb Downs. And I know you're an Ohio State fan. I know you were at the Combine. What is your take on the degenerative ACL? Teams might be scared off. I read a report, and guys, I would be very careful. If I reported on the NFL, I'd be very careful about saying shit like Caleb Downs is not a first round or not a top 10 pick. I thought that was absurd, but I'd love to hear your take on the things. I've watched Caleb Downs, and I think he's one of the best players I've ever seen coming out of college. I really believe that. So, what is your take on, I guess, some draft analysts saying he's not even a top 10 pick?
I mean, I think if you say he's not a top 10 pick, obviously you're basing it off of positional value, which is one thing. And I guess I can, accept that in certain cases there. But as far as the, degenerative ACL and all this talk, I mean, I think it's more so this time of the year where those types of stories come out. Like, if you remember last year, Malachi Starks, it felt like was, with him and Eamon Warren, they were definitely the top two safeties in coming out of college last year. And the reports came out that he had the injury or whatever, injury history, and, it kind of scared teams off. I think that these are just the kind of stories that you get at this time of the year. Like, I remember years back where we were talking about, I think it was Justin Fields, like, they're like, oh, well, he was epileptic, like when he was like 7 years old or whatever. So, like, of course, anytime you have injuries with the knee and things like that, like, of course, you have to have some sort of concern there. But if that report didn't come out and you saw Caleb Downs play football the last 3 years, like, you would have had no issues with how his knee looked and things like that. So I think it's strategic, most likely, by some of these teams. Like, hey, like, if we put out this story that we're kind of concerned about it, maybe we can get him to drop, and maybe he will fall to us, at, let's say, 15 or, whatever the case may be there. But I think if you do your own research there and you realize that his knee's fine and it's just like one of those things that may or may not happen, you should feel absolutely comfortable taking Caleb in the first 10 picks.
You know who it was, though? You heard the report who said it?
No, I didn't.
Mike Mayock. Doesn't surprise me at all. The guy's always trying to get headlines.
The only thing I would argue about that is, I mean, he's also connected. He heard it from somebody.
Danny Dimes situation, because I was today years old when I found out about the transfer tag. Transitional tag. Yes, and we'll talk about that in a second. Caleb Downs will be a Miami Dolphin, considering he's going to drop due to injury reports. I don't think he drops out of top 10. And honestly, I'm super scared that he ends up in my division. Commanders and Giants both have picks in the top 10, and I don't want to see that guy for the next 5 years, 10 years.
I keep saying a lot. He's getting linked to Washington a lot, and I'm with you. I don't want to see it. If you're basing it purely on football and you watch football and you know what you're watching, you could argue he's the most sure thing in this draft over a lot of people. He's a very instinctual football player, very quick, very fast, very strong, and obviously reads the game at a very quick level. He's a very, very good football player. You draft him in the top 10, you have a very sure thing. It's a very easy night. Close the computers and be very happy with what you got, and worry about Friday on Friday.
Jeff Hafley would be thrilled with that, Pete. Jeff Hafley would be thrilled with that. We said he'll go 11 to Miami.
I mean, it's not like we haven't seen in years past where at least in my mind, the two that come to mind right away is Nicky Manwari. Like, obviously he wasn't as highly regarded as Caleb Downs here, but I thought he was as sure of a first rounder as could be just watching his tape, and he doesn't go first round. And then with Kyle Hamilton, like when I remember us talking about it on the podcast, and we're like, Kyle Hamilton is 100%, a top 5 player in this year's class, like without a doubt, bona fide. If you watch the games, like Kyle Hamilton is a top 5 prospect, and he falls to 14 to the Ravens. It's like, how does he ultimately drop this far? So, I mean, I can't say I'd be surprised if Downs isn't in the top 10 because for whatever reason, safeties just aren't valued the same way as what it feels like they used to be. But at the same time, like if you just go strictly off of talent, no reason why he shouldn't be a top 10 pick.
So everybody had a lot of like issues with Will Johnson due to the injury he had. Went in the second round, and arguably he was the best defensive cornerback in that rookie class last year. He was great last year for Arizona. He was really good.
I think Will's just a little different though, because he missed so many games during his last season at Michigan, as opposed to Caleb, who never really had the injury concern at all until you're just hearing about this randomly at the combine.
I know me and you study this, and you and Shally study this a ton. How can we always be right about these prospects and not have a professional NFL job? I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like your real recognized is real. Check it out. Nicky Manwari, he told you this guy was going to be a stud. We talked about Kyle Hamilton being the best player in the draft years ago when he got drafted. Like, guys, we're almost always right on these prospects. Caleb Downs is another one. I watch him and it reminds me so much of Will Anderson Jr. I'm not obviously different positions, but the mental aspect of the way he plays the football game. I think he's the best player in the draft.
I think these teams do too much research now. I think they almost talk themselves into seeing things they don't see rather than, sit down, watch film the first time, write down what you see, go with your gut, and then be done with it. Instead, they'll watch this same damn thing 19 times, and eventually you'll find something wrong with it somewhere. And then people talk themselves out of it. I think teams talk themselves out of picking kids for a lot of different reasons. I think a lot of them are dumb. I really do. I think if you have a guy that's like been in trouble and something like that, that's one thing. But sometimes like you hear them it's like, we don't think his personality is an exact fit. Like bro, like those 53 guys in that locker room do not get along. Like we hear it all the time about guys getting in fights and everything else, but when they go out and play, and if they're a good player and they play for the team and they're not selfish, then who cares? Like it's little stuff like that I think these teams just literally, I think they do too much research now. I really do.
I agree with you. I think he's going to be the best player in the draft. We have 10 minutes left on the NFL, and I would be remiss if I didn't pass the mic over to my esteemed colleague, Cottrell. Cottrell, what did you see at the combine? You were there. You recorded it. Great clips, by the way. I know we're going to have to tune in to Real Recognize is Real to get all of your takes on this. But, man, like, let's talk. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so, I mean, I would say the one thing that was kind of like the overarching like theme of the weekend was speed. There was really speed everywhere. DBs ran well, receivers ran well. I think tight end wise, like I know, Gene, you've been high on Kenyon Sadiq and want him to be an Eagle, and I think he may have overperformed where you guys are picking. Like I think you may have to move up to go get him now. I think if you're looking at the quarterback positions, I will say that somebody had to step up. Like I was kind of going into the mindset like somebody has to separate themselves as like quarterback 2 here, quarterback 3, you know, and so on and so forth. And Ty Simpson was absolutely incredible. Like it felt like he made all the throws. Like he had a really good showing there. So like now after seeing that, like I would not be surprised if he goes in the first round at some point. I'm looking at like 16 to the Jets. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but like I wouldn't be surprised if you actually saw that happen. And then the other two that stood out to me were Carson Beck. He threw a lot of nice deep balls, and Drew Aller as well. I definitely think you may get some noise about teams that are kind of in the purgatory as far as the quarterback situation goes, getting some chatter, you know, towards the end of day 2 there and early day 3 about taking either Beck or Aller there.
Telling you, that's the guy.
But yeah, I mean, outside of that, though, the receiver class is very deep, in my opinion. And I'm trying to think of any other position groups. Dylan Thieneman he ran his way into the first round for sure. Safety from Oregon. He was special. He had a special weekend there as well.
Jake in the chat, 101 Drew Aller. I gave like 4 of them up the other day. Sold a bunch of cards. I gave up all my Drew Aller. I don't like him. I
know you don't like him, man. But again, like it's one of those things. Like, and I'm not. Again, I think it's going to depend on where he goes. But you can't say that he ever had a good QB or offensive system in Penn State.
Oltanicki's a very good offensive coordinator. He proved he was a good offensive coordinator in Kansas.
He's a good schemer. He's not a good quarterback coach. He had a guy that could run around and make plays in Kansas. He got to Penn State, and that offense hasn't done anything. Let's be honest about it.
Bill, I get it. I understand what you're saying. But when the game is on the line and you can watch a guy fold and you can see him shrivel and crumble under pressure, that's what Drew Aller did time and time. And I don't have anything. I don't have anything good to say about.
I think he made a bad throw against Notre Dame. I don't think that was a shriveling moment. I think he was trying to make a play. He made a bad throw. I'm just saying this, dude. He physically, he is what he is. He has every goddamn tool anybody in the NFL would drool over.
And so did
if you could teach him the position and get stuff to click in his head, I think he can be a very good NFL quarterback. That's all I'm saying.
Fair. I don't look. Drew to me is a guy that would need to really find the right home. And he would need to actually get coached for a year or 2.
I agree.
You can't trust Drew Aller in a big moment. Because of that, he shouldn't be talked about. I agree with you, Pete.
What do you think Drew Aller would look like if he went to Ohio State or he went to Oregon?
Look like Will Howard.
Oh.
I mean, Will Howard's a national champion, so.
Oh, Jesus. Take that out of it, and I know you don't agree with it.
So next 5 years, Will Howard, Riley Leonard, Drew Aller, start bench cut.
I mean, I'd start Drew Aller, I'd bench Will Howard, and I'd cut Riley Leonard.
I'd go the exact opposite route. I'd start Riley Leonard. I think he ends up starting for the Colts. I'd bench Will Howard, and I'd cut Drew Aller.
I mean, we gotta see where Drew goes first, but I'm probably definitely cutting Will Howard because I've seen Riley play a little bit with the Colts. He looked okay. But then again, I mean, Will hasn't really had a shot either, so I don't know what he's gonna do.
Well, I'm gonna give you guys the best start bench cut, and this is the combine edition. Not combine edition, but top pick in the draft edition. Start bench cut. I don't give me what team, don't give me any of that bullshit. I want you to tell me top 3 players when I'm giving you start bench cut, your franchise, you're starting it, okay? I don't want to hear mock positions. I don't want to hear any of that shit. Start bench cut. Reuben Bain Jr., Arvell Reese, David Bailey. Start bench cut.
I'm starting Arvell Reese. I'm benching Reuben Bain, and I'm cutting David Bailey.
Start Bain. Benjamin Bailey, cutting Reese.
We all have different answers.
Oh. David Bailey is the easy cut.
I don't think so.
I'm starting Ruben Bain. I'm benching Arvell Reese, and I'm cutting David Bailey. But David Bailey was a havoc creator in Texas Tech, bro.
I mean, I think he gets away with certain things in college that he will not get away with in the NFL. I'm not going to say I'm out on David Bailey, but like I wouldn't use a top 5 or top 10 pick on him.
I'm not going to do this to myself again, but I'm going to ask Shally and you guys, and I feel like that I know Cottrell's answer already. But if you had to start bench cut the top 3 receivers in this class, would you start? Carnell Tate is listed as number 1. Makai Lemon is listed as number 2. And Jordan Tyson is listed as number 3. Start bench cut. I think Denzel Boston is better than Jordan Tyson, but that's just my opinion. Start bench cut. Reese Bain Bailey. I like Pete's list. I have Bain over Reese, but start bench cut the top receivers in this class. I feel like I'm going to do it to myself again, where I'm going to underrate an Ohio State receiver, and he's going to make me look like an asshole. I'm serious. JSN underrated, and he made me look like an asshole. And Emeka Egbuka underrated and made me look like an asshole. I always liked Garrett Wilson and Olave. You know that. I didn't like Garrett Wilson coming out, but it took me like 5 weeks in the NFL season. I was on Garrett Wilson after that. But I like Makai Lemon better than Carnell Tate. And am I crazy for saying that?
No, that's not crazy. Makai is really good. I mean, it really just depends on what you value. Like Makai is going to be your hard-nosed slot that, gets in there. He's going to get you your yak and do all that. Carnell is going to be on the outside, bigger receiver, good route runner, good hands. Like it just depends on what you value. I would go Tate, Lemon, and then Tyson as my order. But in reality, I think all 3 of them are. I think they're 1A, 1B, 1C. Like I think Jordan Tyson is going to be special as well in the league, as long as his injury concerns don't mess with him long term. Like I think Tyson's going to be really good too.
I think Omar Cooper is a sneaky pick to be the best receiver in this draft. Just saying it out loud. I love your pick, Shally.
Mine the same as Cottrell. I've seen enough of Tate. He's definitely gonna be the outside guy, but he's gonna be a very polished outside guy. He's not just gonna be a deep guy that can go. He can run the whole route tree. Has great hands actually. And he's underrated. I think he's a little underrated. Like with his physical abilities. Like I think he's a little faster than people think he is and stuff like that. So I do like Lemon a lot though. But I would go in the same order as Control. And honestly, I think it's crazy that it's funny that like Concepcion is so far down on some list, but then I see him at like the end of like so many mock drafts at the end of round 1. I think he's sneaky good. So
Omar Cooper or Casey Concepcion, Bill? I like Cooper. I think Cooper could be the best receiver in this class. I'm not saying he is right now, but I think he has that ability in the right situation. He's probably going to get drafted like 25, 26 to a really good team.
And that's where I think Concepcion's going to go. So that's why I think it's interesting. I would say this. I feel like you're probably more comfortable. I think he's probably more the sure thing. I think Concepcion might have a slightly higher ceiling.
Concepcion to the Seahawks, Cooper to the Bills. That's how I see first round ending up. But I like Cooper slightly more. The other receiver that that I personally like is Chris Brazzell out of Tennessee. 6'5", kid's fast. Like I think a lot of people are looking at him like, oh, he's a Tennessee receiver. Like he's just going to be fast. He just can run vertical. Like he doesn't really have a route tree. Like they're scouting the helmet, not the player itself there. I think Chris Brazzell has the ability to, with his size, with his speed, like I think he can absolutely be like a superstar from this class as well. But that just goes to show you how deep the receiver class is.
You're not lying. You could pick one out in the end of the first round, early second round, and you could be getting a guy that could be top 10 in their draft.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about guys that are probably still all at least stepping on the field next year as wide receiver twos. Like they're all going to start. That's what I mean. So it is a deep class.
Guys, ready for trivia?
Yeah.
In lieu of baseball,
Baseball.
this is a fun one. You guys should run through a lot of it, but in lieu of baseball, I think it's really easy to name the top 10 payrolls in baseball. What I think it's a little trickier is to name the bottom 10 payrolls in baseball.
Shit.
See, this is the problem with the MLB. They need a floor. And these are the 10 teams that have the lowest 10 payrolls in all of baseball going into this season. Going by spot rack today. Just be very clear of today. So, Cottrell, you won last week. You get to go first.
Well, I know there is not a shot in hell that the Cleveland Guardians are not on this list, so I will go ahead and take them off the board right away.
They are number 2 lowest payroll in all baseball.
I'll go with Oakland.
They're not on the list.
Really?
No.
They're 11.
I'm going to take the Nationals.
The Nationals are fourth lowest.
I will go with I'll go with the Twins.
Twins are 7.
I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pirates are 9.
I'll go with the Royals.
Not on the list.
Jesus.
I'm going to go with the Colorado Rockies.
Number 6. Guys are missing 1, 3, 5, 8, and 10. Pete, they're not allowed to look at the chat. Kyle, same. I love that you keep writing them down in the chat, but they're not allowed. They have to turn the chat off. It's a rule of trivia.
Oh, duh. I'll go with the Marlins.
Number 1.
No brain fart here. Charles kicking my ass doing stupid stuff.
Number 2.
All right. Now I'm trying to. I mean, it's easy to just kind of think of some of the bad teams, but I think who's young.
So I'm trying to figure out who hasn't paid people yet.
I'm gonna go with the. See, I don't know if they're on here, but they stink. So I'm gonna go with the Angels.
Nope, not bottom 10.
They still got Rendon's contract, bro. They might still be playing pools too.
Oh, I got another one.
Oh, God.
I'm kind of shocked that 2 of these teams are sitting here. They were like 2 of my first 5 teams that I thought of. We got the Guardians already.
I'll go with the Rays.
Rays are number 5.
I'll go with the White Sox.
Number 3. There we go. They were the 2 that I was.
Yeah,
I
literally had them both in my head after you said that.
The 2 hardest ones are the last 2 left, 8 and 10. Remember, the A's are 11. They're actually. I mean, I'm not saying they're starting to pay people, but they're moving up there, which give them credit. They're going to Las Vegas soon. I get it. 8 and 10.
I'm
going to say this because I don't think they've really paid anybody yet. I'm going to go with Baltimore.
Baltimore is not one of the bottom 10. Control, I think you can win it here.
Yeah, I'm already at 5.
You win it here. You got to get me one of the two.
I'm gonna go with the Milwaukee Brewers.
That's number 10, bro. Take it
Really?
now. Number 10, Brewers. That's crazy. You know what number 8 was? Anyone want to take a shot? Number 8?
I was going to guess Arizona next.
I was gonna guess Cincinnati.
Nah. I'll read it from the bottom. Miami, Cleveland, Chicago White Sox, the Washington Nationals, the Tampa Bay Rays, the Colorado Rockies, the Minnesota Twins, the St. Louis Cardinals, number 8. The Pittsburgh Pirates, the Milwaukee Brewers. Then it was the A's. You guys all got 11. The A's were 11. The Reds were 12. The Angels were 13. One of the teams you guys said, though, what was one of the teams you guys just said? Baltimore, 13th. So they're really high. Like, they're high up there, 13th highest.
Did you see what the owners want the floor to be? Like, who was
more than that?
No, who was 10? Who was 10? What's their payroll?
10 is the Atlanta Braves, 233.
No, like the 10th the other way.
Oh, 10th lowest. Sorry. It was the Milwaukee Brewers, 129.
So they would still have to come up like
$31 million. Yeah.
They wanted to be like 160.
I did see that.
The A's were 131. The Milwaukee Brewers were 129.
Who the hell is Oakland paying?
I don't know. I just pulled it up. Severino.
No, I believe you. I'm going over the roster. I'm like, who the hell are they paying?
Severino.
He ain't making that much.
$22.3 million.
I will tell you right now, the Guardians aren't. I mean, outside of J-Ram,
Brent
there's
Rooker,
nobody.
$12 million. Jacob Wilson, $10 million. Tyler Soderstrom, $12.5 million.
They got 5 players making up their whole payroll.
Right? Paying the parking lot guy $4 million to hit the floor.
2026 spot rec is what I pulled up. It's the luxury tax payroll. That's what I used. But great job. I mean, guys, great back and forth. You guys battled today and it went quick. I love that. We can knock out trivia in like 6-7 minutes and you guys go back and forth. Obviously, you guys are super intelligent. It's always gonna be fun going back and forth. Next week, I'll try to take down Cottrell. Cottrell's on a little roll now.
I am. New year, new me.
Yeah, me.
Well,
I mean, he got a DQ 2 weeks ago.
I don't know what we call that.
Outside interference, whatever you want to call it. Hey. That was not a clean pin. That's all I'm saying.
Listen,
not a clean pin.
When Kevin Owens pinned Logan Paul and they seen the brass knuckles in his hand and they disqualified him, that's what it reminded me of.
There you go. Like I said, not clean. Not clean. I got smoked tonight, though.
All right, guys, back to MLB. One of my funnest segments that we've
you didn't want to touch on anything more NFL, like free agent wise?
Please, you lead us after you being your combine.
No, I'm not even just combine talks, but like, I mean, Kyler Murray now being a free agent and only commanding a one. I mean, they're expecting it to be like a $1 million contract because Cardinals own $36 million. So, I mean, I think that's a move right there that can change a team's entire offseason, if I'm being honest. Like a 1-year deal, if you believe in it's got to be the right spot. Absolutely. It's got to be the right spot for sure. But I'm just saying, like, if you believe in Kyle, like, I think it's different when, you know, the Steelers pay Russell Wilson the $1 million to come in and be the bridge guy. Like, Kyler is still young enough and he has the talent. Like, obviously, he hasn't met the expectations of what you would expect from a number 1 pick or a Heisman Trophy winner or none of that. But, like, he has talent, like, and he is still young. So, like, it could be a very similar situation to how you saw it work out with Daniel Jones going to the Colts. And, you know, you had Daniel Jones looking like an MVP candidate for the first 8 weeks of the season. So I'm very curious of what it could look like for Kyler moving forward. I'm not saying Kyler going to the Colts. I'm saying Kyler could have that rebirth.
He's not going to the Vikings. Kevin O'Connell's not going to put up with this bullshit, dude.
I think it'll be very interesting. It seems like Kevin O'Connell is most interested in returning Kirk Cousins or Tua, which I think are both mistakes. And I think if Kyler Murray is available and you can get Kyler Murray with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison with Kevin O'Connell calling plays, like Justin Jefferson won't put up with that bullshit. He just won't. Kevin O'Connell won't. I just don't see Kyler Murray going in that situation and commanding A, B, and C. I think he'll have to be humble in that situation with that locker room and the pedigree of those coaches.
He should just go play Call of Duty professionally. He's made his money.
If he doesn't want to, he wants to just make money, and he doesn't want to be coached hard, he can go to the Jets. If you see him sign with the Jets, I feel like every Kyler Murray memorabilia card that you have, you should sell immediately.
I don't have any of them.
I have a Kyler Murray explosive. It's like $1,000 card if he's a good quarterback, and it sold for like $190 recently, and someone offered me like $200 for it, and I said I can't do that. It's a $350 card minimum, and because he sucks, I need him to go to a good spot. So for my bankroll, can Kyler Murray go to a good spot so I can get some money for that goddamn card?
It won't happen. Not that won't happen. He might go to a good spot for him, but I'm saying in my mind, I think a spot where I would go, if I'm the the Vegas Raiders, I would sign Kyler Murray or try to sign him, and I would hold the number 1 pick for I try to trade the number 1 pick for King's ransom.
Oh my God, your hate of Fernando Mendoza is insane.
You're
gonna see real
much higher than what Mendoza's is, and I think if you give Kyler a team with $100 million in cap space, and you roll him out there with
Arizona.
What moves did they make? What moves did Arizona make?
They have Maserati Marv, your boy, and Michael Wilson and Trey McBride.
That's not spending money around a quarterback. Kyler Murray's making $40 million in Arizona.
You can't blame, bro. Like everything that happened in Arizona almost exclusively is Kyler Murray's fault.
I don't agree with him often. He's right. I used to be the biggest Kyler Murray fan.
I'm not saying what happened in Arizona is not Kyler's fault. Like, I'm not saying that Kyler was an angel by any means or anything like that. I'm saying Kyler Murray on a $1 million deal, and as young as he is, with again the right situation. Clint Kubiak obviously is a good coach. Like, we can agree there, right? Like, I think Clint Kubiak could be a right situation for Kyler. And again, at a $1 million tag there, you can do a lot of building.
I get it, but my problem with it is if you're still drafting quarterback there, then
no, I wouldn't draft quarterback there.
Okay.
I'd be in on Kyler. Won't happen again. I said, but
I know
you're so damned if you do, damned if you don't in that spot though, because then if you don't draft quarterback, when you have the choice of the number 1 pick, it's sitting in your lap and go Kyler, and then Kyler's still Kyler. Then it's like who the hell made that decision?
Well, I mean, I think you'd be vindicated after seeing Mendoza with the Jets for 4 years.
Listen, I agree with you. But it's still that's a ballsy move, man.
It would.
I think you guys are out of your mind if you think that Mendoza's this bad. He's not bad. And him with
Kyler,
nobody said bad. He is
Kyler.
He's not going to be elite.
God, I'm sorry.
He's not going to be elite, and he's not worth number 1 pick. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying if Kyler and Mendoza were in the same draft class, there's not a world where I take Mendoza over Kyler.
There's a world. I interviewed them both, and I watched one play Call of Duty. Control, I'm not like trying to be an asshole when I say this, and I'm really not, because I told you I was the biggest Kyler fan on this show. I was K1 all day. Remember I kept blaming Cliff Kingsbury for him? Remember?
Sure.
I'll say this statement. I've never seen before, and I've never seen since NFL contract have, he's got to not play video games when he's studying in it. It's fucking wild, bro. I've never seen that shit before. Where like an NFL franchise was like, yeah, it's got to study. We have to supervise it too. The fuck is that?
See, that's where I agree with there's no he has done nothing to show me that he is worth taking the chance of handing the keys of your franchise over. Now, I agree with Cottrell. If you can get it for $1 million and have him come in and try out, and maybe you get a motivated Kyler because he finally gets it now that all right, I'm not what I'm not in my own head what obviously everybody else views me as. But at the same time, I don't I can't give Kyler Murray $1 million and risk ruining the number 1 pick either. Like he just hasn't shown it, dude. Like it's I think we all agree physically. We think he can do it, but he's another one. He just doesn't really seem to care.
I think my biggest thing with it is that I think this is a 1 quarterback class, especially at the top there. And I'm not big on Mendoza either there, but next year I'm high on the 2027 class. So even if it's not Vegas in the situation, like you say going to the Jets, like I think the Jets would be a team that would make sense, because if it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, you're probably going to still be in a really high position next year to actually draft a quarterback. So I just think with the upside of the contract itself there, that's why I would give Kyler a shot. I think if you're a fringe playoff team, like bringing Kyler in wouldn't really make sense to me, because you're probably still going to be this 8-9 win team just on the verge of purgatory, and there's no true upside to it. I think he should go to a spot where either he goes somewhere like the Rams, where he sits behind, and I know he won't sit, but you sit behind Stafford for a year and try and take over the reins once he retires, or you go to a spot that absolutely stinks, that has a ton of cap space to try and build around him, long term.
You think Sean McVay is going to put up with Kyler Murray, dude?
I mean, I don't think so, but at the same time,
and honestly, I was liking a lot of what you said. You said the Rams. Sean McVay is not putting up with Kyler Murray, dude. No way.
So I would agree with you, but at the same time, if it got to the conversation where Kyler Murray was seriously thinking about going to, let's say he was thinking about going to the Rams, at that point, you're the backup. So I would say that's already a step in the right direction of some humble pie, and saying like, all right, maybe he's starting to figure out that there's something that needs to happen to maturity to get to the better spot.
Call of Duty all year for $30 million, sitting behind the bench, not playing. That's not humble pie.
That's that. I agree with Gene. That's the part I'm like, I don't know what it's going to take for it to resonate in his head. And
he can do that and still play though. Like, why wouldn't he? Like, I don't know why him going somewhere. It'd be the same situation of what we saw Dante Moore do, what we saw Dylan Raiola currently doing now, going to Oregon. Like, it's the same situation. I know we don't like Kyler here, but we don't have to just act like it's not him making a mature decision if he thinks that's the best move for his future.
Yeah, but you're comparing a guy that's been in the league for what, 5 years now, and you're talking about kids that are already making more mature decisions than Kyler Murray is. Like, I would say this: if you really wanted to go all in, and you're the Raiders, and you don't like Mendoza, I would sign Kyler for a year. Pray that he actually is kind of like shit. Get a bunch of stuff for the 1, and if you're guaranteed to pick in the top 2 or 3 next year, you're getting a better quarterback. Would I do that? Probably. Like, if I knew I could get away with it, and I was definitely going to get my choice of having be Dante, Arch, or whoever one of these kids coming out next year is, that I think are all better than Mendoza, and then get a ransom for number 1 this year and make the team better in other places and start to build it, I would do that.
That's where my head's at.
That's a huge roll of the dice, man. It's
a win-win. Either Kyler performs well and we play good as a team, and we go out and win 7-8 games, and then we're like, oh, we still got a ton of money to build off of, or it's we absolutely suck and we're back in the top 5 next year to take a quarterback.
Minnesota's the move.
He's not going to Minnesota.
I really do. I really believe that. I think that, and it looks like Minnesota's all ready to give up on JJ McCarthy.
I think they get a vet to challenge him. Like, I see Kirk Cousins making sense there, but I don't think
Anthony Richardson type, right? That's kind of where we're at. Daniel Jones came in, challenge Anthony Richardson, the incumbent first-round draft pick. That's a bust.
I mean, I would say it's a little different because
what's the difference?
JJ McCarthy's already 10 times better than Anthony Richardson is. What are we doing? Like,
I don't think
that's ridiculous, dude.
Daniel Jones is also in his 20s. Like, I think that was a legit open QB competition. Bringing in Kirk isn't.
Not Kirk. I said Kyler.
I know. I said Kirk.
I guess we'll see. By the way, speaking of stupid moves, what the hell are the Jets doing?
With what?
Doing
Franchise tagging Brees Hall for what reason?
I mean, why not?
I'm going to explain to you why.
Well, I mean, you get a draft pick out of it. I mean, if we're being honest, like I think everybody on the planet, to your point, knows that he doesn't want to be there anymore. But if you're just going to let him walk, then I mean, you might as well get something.
I think the funny thing is the most obvious franchise tag was Kenneth Walker. Zach Charbonnet tore his ACL. Let's franchise Kenneth Walker. Let's get him for another year. They let him walk. The most obvious let him walk was Brees Hall, and the Jets franchised him. I just didn't get it.
I mean, the Jets are also a team that has what, $100 million in cap space now. So, like,
so pay him if you want to keep him for 5 years.
No, you don't have to do that. I mean, I think I don't know what the Jets' plan is ultimately, but but just letting him walk just cause, like, I don't know if that would have been my move either. Like, I would have franchised him. I think it made sense to franchise him, and you have the ability now to match any offer that a team makes if you want to do so, or you let him walk and you get the draft pick. Like, I didn't see that as a bad move.
Okay,
agreed. I mean, listen, that's what I'm saying. It's not. I mean, he was pretty much saying the middle of the year last year he wanted out. Like, I don't think there's any. Again, unless you're living under a rock, I don't think anybody knows he doesn't want to play there. But again, if you're gonna let a guy who, if we're honest, goes to a better team, is a really good running back, then I mean, you're not gonna. If you give the choice to let him walk out the door for free or make him sign this piece of paper and he walks out the door, you at least get something back for him. Why would you not do that? It still costs you the same thing.
All right. Anything else NFL? We got to move. We're at 8:23.
No.
We'll talk about it more next week. We have free agency looming. Guys, I have been looking forward to this all day. NL Central lineup. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm EA Sports, bro. I'm in the game. Let's do the same thing we did last week. I mean, obviously, we'll do the obvious start. We just pencil in Paul Skeens as your starting pitcher.
Yep. Easy one.
How dare you? No, I'm just kidding. Keep going.
William Contreras is the obvious pick of catcher. Anybody have any objection?
None.
Nope.
Here's where it gets fun. I would love to know who you guys have starting at first base.
My list here.
This is where it gets super fun because there's 3 guys you can start here, maybe 4. I have Michael Bush.
There we go. Sorry.
My phone's freaking out.
Okay. I have Michael Bush from the Chicago Cubs. 34 home runs last year, about a 260.
Cubs have. Did he start first last year for the Cubs?
He'll be starting at first. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that would be one that makes a ton of sense there. For whatever reason, I do not have my list here.
Eugenio Suarez is another one you guys can do because he's going to end up starting at first base this year. But I like Michael Bush. Young kid.
I have Bush.
Control, do you want to wait for your list or what do you got?
No, go ahead. Michael Bush is fine with me. I know I had somebody other than Michael Bush there, but that is definitely a move that would make a ton of sense.
He's starting second base for the United States national team. Bryce Turang is your second baseman in the NL Central.
I will go with Nico.
Really?
Yep.
I would go with Turang.
Okay.
Nico had a better year last year. He's a better fielder. He's won 2 of the last 3 Gold Gloves. Had a higher WAR last year. He's one of the most underrated players in Major League Baseball.
When you say he had a better year, what are we like?
And a higher WAR. I think Bryce was like 5.5. Nico's around like 6'2", 6'1", somewhere around there. And he won another Gold Glove. He's won 2 of the last 3 Gold Gloves. And he's a finalist the year he didn't win it.
Okay. Last year's WAR. I just want to see because I just don't see what you're seeing. 6.2 WAR versus 5.6. Yeah, he had a higher WAR. I like Turang better. He's the better player. I guess Nico is underrated, but Turang finished 14th for MVP. Nico 19th. Turang hit 81 RBIs. Nico had 61 RBIs. Nico had 7 home runs. Turang had 18 home runs. That's what I'm going off of when I look at.
And a higher average, more hits, better defensively, more than one way to skin a cat. If you guys want to go with Bryce, I'm not mad. I think Nico is a better overall player.
I got Ellie De La Cruz at shortstop.
Yes, also have Ellie.
That's going to be really up for debate.
Neither is third.
Third base is super debatable. I mean, how do you not have Alex Bregman?
That's the point.
I'm kidding. That was the joke. Outfield's fun. Shall I give me your outfield list? I have my outfield list here. I feel like I'm leading everybody, and it feels like I want to hear your list.
Well, I'll start with one. I'll go with PCA. I think he's got to be one of the ones that. There you go. Trell.
I'm gonna go with O'Neal Cruz.
I don't have O'Neal Cruz starting on my entire team, and I like them. I just don't have them.
I like him too. Where do you wait? You have him starting in center over PCA?
No, I kind of I lumped our outfielders together. I didn't know if we were going just full outfield or.
Oh, okay.
But no, I had PCA on my list here as well. But if we're going with the I guess traditional kind of way there, I wouldn't start him over.
O'Neal Cruz now? Are you just still hoping that he turns out to be good? He was fucking terrible last year. He was terrible. He was. I'm not all right, Control. I like O'Neal Cruz. I think O'Neal Cruz might have been the worst player in baseball last year. I'm serious. Did you watch him play at all? He batted 200. He had 75 errors. He was terrible.
I mean, he did make it was his first time making the switch to the outfield, coming from, what was he at?
They moved him to the outfield. He couldn't make plays at shortstop.
Yeah.
Listen, nothing against him. I think he's got a world of talent ahead of him. But yeah, O'Neal Cruz can't be that answer. I have Jackson Churio as my left fielder, PCA is my center fielder, and Brian Reynolds is my right fielder.
So you don't have Yelich anywhere.
I don't have Yelich on the team.
My other one was
5 years ago.
I mean, he had 103 RBIs last year.
Yeah, he did. I think.
Go ahead.
No, I just think when you.
I like Reynolds. I guy that's going to give you 30 and 100. I don't think there's 3 other guys in the division that do that.
For what it's worth, I had Seiya Suzuki out there as my third one.
I'd say Suzuki as my DH because that was Reynolds and Suzuki were my last 2 outfielders, and I just played the DH game.
Makes sense.
I could put Eugenio at the DH too.
Reynolds is better defensively. It's the right way to do it.
No, I'm saying I could have put Eugenio as my DH over Seiya Suzuki, but I think Suzuki is an incredible hitter, and I
agree. I just think he's my DH. So,
who do you have your DH? Seiya?
No, I had Seiya in the outfield.
Who's your DH?
I did not have a DH.
Take your first off.
Entire list.
Shai, who's your DH?
I had Suzuki as my DH.
Okay, so we have to decide Yelich or Reynolds because we're about to compete between the AL Central and the NL Central, which I don't think is
Actually,
really.
I was going to say, hearing it out loud, it's actually not as close as I kind of thought it was going to be.
What do you mean?
Like the AL versus the NL Central.
It's not close at all. It's not close at all.
Agreed.
The AL Central in a 5-game series will go 3-0. And
Agreed.
the only way the NL Central wins a game is if Skeens just shuts out the entire.
Yeah, I mean, Skeens could definitely outpitch Scooble. So, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a clean 3-0 sweep, but I think AL Central is definitely better.
So what we're gonna do, and the show comes out. So when we get our final 4 teams, we are going to put them in the show and record the outcomes.
That's gonna be wild. That'll be fun.
And we'll just do 3-game series, like basically a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series. And computer, CPU, and we'll line up the teams and we'll just basically play them out.
We getting Scooble and Skeens to pitch all 3 days?
No, we'll probably just. I'll probably ask you guys when we get to the final 4 teams. We'll add 2 pitchers from each division. But
Sounds like a plan.
For the closer, I had Daniel Palencia from the Cubs, but there's a lot of different closers you can pick in this division. Honestly, I think the best relief pitcher in the division is kid from the Brewers, but they demoted him from closer, so I didn't put him as the closer. Trevor McGill, I think he's the best relief pitcher. Yeah, he's not listed as a closer for the Brewers anymore. Abner Uribe is going to be the closer for the Brewers. Once again, the Brewers are loaded with pitching talent in the bullpen. I'm shocked at why they constantly win 90 games.
It's also because they play in a division, but
we're good with so we got to figure out the outfield though, so we can. It doesn't matter. The AL Central is going to win, and we have that locked in. But, yeah, and I don't think the NL Central is going to be a wild card team either. So so basically, when we get to 6, what we'll do is we'll pick a wild card team from each conference. We'll match them up. But we're good with the NL Central being eliminated, right? Because I look at the AL West. The AL West is going to give you a wild card team.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. This was by far the least sexy of the matchups.
Is that where we're going next week? AL West?
AL and NL West. The NL West is going to win in a landslide. And then the NL West is going to win in an absolute landslide. But we'll do AL West next week, our all AL West team. And I think the AL West is super slept on. They're very, very good. But
the better question is, will the AL West beat the Dodgers?
I don't know. But the thing is this, right? If you look at the NL West, I looked at it earlier today. We just did it just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take a ton of players off of different teams.
For sure.
Corbin Carroll's that outfield is going to be Corbin Carroll, Fernando Tatis, who are not Dodgers. And then you're going to load in dude, that team's going to have Shohei, Mookie, Freddie, and then Tatis, Corbin Carroll, Tucker. It's insane. It's insane. Like, if you look at the teams that we're comparing this week, the AL West is going to absolutely mop the floor with them. And a Rocky will not be named on the team. Am I wrong?
No.
I honestly think this is a lot more fun of a way to go through the top of baseball. So I'm glad we're doing this. This is a lot of fun. Next week, we'll knock out the AL West, then we'll go to NL West.
Because, I mean, like I said, I think these were two of some of the – I think there was a lot of obvious choices in some of these positions. And I think it was the least sexy matchup. Like, when you start doing the NL East, the AL East, there's going to be a lot of conversation because we're going to be going back and forth between a lot of good players. So it's going to be a lot of fun. That being said, before we get into college basketball, I guess we got to come up with something else because it's that time of year. We got to come up with what our bracket's going to be this year.
I mean, we don't have to come up with that. We can just do a bracket. What do you mean?
No, like not picking the games. I'm talking about like when we've always done something different.
Oh, yeah.
Like best sports movie, like that type thing.
Oh, yes. Let's go. I'm down with that. Sean, that's you. That's your job.
Oh no, I gotta get cracking.
Get in the lab, bro.
Get in the lab. I get in the lab.
Should I show up at 6:55 and we can talk about it?
What?
Should I show up at 6:55 and we can talk about it?
I don't know. You got a better chance of a lot of other things happening.
We'll just start the show at 7:30 then. Just tell you it's 7 o'clock every week.
I wasn't late.
Hey, Bert. College basketball. Guys.
About that time.
By the way, seen a stat. And this is a wild stat. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. It's an NBA stat. I'm just going to quickly give it to you. And I think that it's one of the craziest stats you'll ever see in your life. I don't think you'll ever see it again. The bottom 11 teams, or the bottom 10 teams, the 10 teams that aren't in the playoffs. Have you seen this yet, Control?
I have not.
So the 10 teams that are not in the playoffs have lost 40 straight games.
Wow.
That's wild.
Crazy.
So it's the Kings lost 2 in a row. Like if you look, add them up, the Jazz 6 in a row, the Pelicans 2 in a row, the Mavericks 4 in a row, the Pacers 6 in a row, the Brooklyn Nets 9 in a row, the Wizards 6 in a row. It's crazy, bro. The tanking in the NBA is so bad right now, and I wanted to at least address that before we got into college basketball. But 0 for 40 is insane.
It is.
It's just dumb.
Among 10 different teams, yeah, that's wild.
All right, so let's talk about some college basketball. And it's been more fun each day going over our college basketball, how everything breaks down. I still think Arkansas is my only deep sleeper team that can win it. That's not, like a top 10 team right now. What I will say is this, guys, it's always fun to talk about. Florida is looking really fucking good right now. And if you had to pick a Final Four right now, you obviously don't go to brackets. Who is your Final Four right now?
Florida would be the only non-number 1 team in my Final Four.
They still could be a number 1. They win the SEC, they'll be a number
1. It'll depend on what UConn does.
I would have UConn, Michigan, Duke.
Arizona, Houston,
I'll go with them. I have Michigan, Duke, Arizona, Florida.
I think Florida would be my last team. However, Houston is definitely one that I could see being there. Gene, you said like Arkansas would be your only deep, I guess sleeper team there. I think with North Carolina now supposedly getting Caleb Wilson back any day now, like that's going to be interesting.
They've kind of hung on, which I didn't think they were going to do.
I didn't think they were either, because especially like you would see some games, like there was one game, I forgot who they played, but they lost by 20 and they looked absolutely horrible. So I remember I was watching the game and they looked like they couldn't do anything offensively without Caleb being there. But his boot is off and he's expected to be back, sometime soon. So I think North Carolina could potentially be one that's sneaky if they can get Caleb kind of up to speed, once they get into the thick of the bracket there.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. There's going to be 2 number 1s, most likely, that are going to have a sizable advantage over the other two in regards to who their 2 seeds are. Because somebody's going to get Houston and somebody's probably going to get Florida if they stay on the 2 line. And then somebody else is going to get like an Iowa State, and somebody else is going to get somebody else. And there's going to be
somebody's going to get like Nebraska or something.
No, they lost. They got thumped again last night on the road. They lost by 22 at UCLA. They stink. If I'm number 1, I am praying Nebraska is like the 3 or 4 in my quad.
Facts.
I am praying that they get put in my region.
I was looking at the bracketology earlier and the Philadelphia games, and we're going to the Friday in Philadelphia. We're going to get a box.
Nice.
And we're going to sit there for the whole day and just watch the games. Looking forward to it.
I will be going to Buffalo, most likely.
What'd you say?
I will be going to Buffalo, most likely.
To watch basketball games?
Yep.
Why?
Because Michigan and Villanova are most likely going to be there.
Okay.
If Michigan ends up the number 1 seed, they've already said that they would rather play in Philly and then play in Chicago. So that'll be best case scenario for me, but they need Duke to lose. But if they get the number 1 overall seed, then they'll play in Philly, and then I'll definitely be there for that. But as of right now, I mean, obviously Liz's family is huge Villanova fans, so they're going to be in different regions, but their first round games are both going to be in Buffalo, so we're probably going to go up there.
I can't believe Villanova's gotten better throughout the season.
Yeah, and if you look at, I mean, outside the
They
Creighton
just got
loss,
the shit kicked out of them by St. John's.
they did, but they got the shit kicked out of St. John's coming off St. John's absolutely getting the shit kicked out of them. So that wasn't that awful. And then you look at the rest of their losses; they don't really have a bad loss. So
I mean, I'm happy with it. It's fun to see, to have, the team that you root for have, a team that's fun to watch at least. But they don't really have a star on that team. They're just a very, balanced team. I like Devin Askew better than anybody on the team, and I think he's their 5th leading scorer.
yeah, I mean, I think they have a good foundation. I think Kevin Miller's a good coach. I think as long as he stays there and can recruit, which I think he will, I think in a year or two, I think Villanova will be really good again. And again, I think people just need to temper their expectations. Like, I don't think they realize how much of a needle in a haystack Jay Wright was. I'll leave it at that. But I think Villanova will be very prominent again.
See, I think the interesting thing that's about to happen with this moving forward here is, I am telling you guys right now, Miami of Ohio will not win the MAC, and they will make the tournament as an at-large team, and that is going to be a bid that is stolen from one of the last 4 in. So, I mean,
it should.
Right now, I think the last 4 in are, I just had it pulled up here.
I think you're in there.
Santa Clara, Ohio State, New Mexico, and Indiana.
You guys are beating a dog shit out of Penn State right now, so that'll
excellent.
help.
Definitely will help.
Miami, Ohio keeps skating like they're begging to get beat.
Who?
Miami Ohio.
They are. That's just. They are definitely begging to get beaten. That's exactly why I don't have them winning the MAC. I think
those kids are starting to play. They're starting to play with a lot of pressure now.
Every game is essentially.
Yeah. And then you have people on TV saying if they lose, they should be out because they really suck. And I hate all that stuff. So if you're telling me, and again, we're acting like the MAC isn't a good basketball. Like, you look at every single year, either Toledo or Akron. It's usually Toledo or Akron get in, and they beat somebody every year. So like, if you go 30-1 in that conference, that team should be in the tournament. I don't need to see a team from the SEC that is 7-12 in conference. Don't need to see them.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. If they get in a close game down the stretch, though, I'm gonna have a lot of confidence in Miami of Ohio. I think they've won 5 or 6 2-point games.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But with that said, like, that style of winning is not going to fly in the MAC tournament, because you're going to catch a team that's going to shoot hot, and you're not going to be able to catch up down the end of the game there.
Well, is it Toledo or Akron who are like 29-4, and their only conference loss is to Miami, Ohio. It's one of those two.
I think it's Akron because Akron's
Yeah.
had an incredible year this year too. But Akron's been good. Buffalo's been good. Toledo's always good. So like Kent's going to be in there. They played Miami of Ohio really tough. That game went to double overtime. So it's just going to be a dogfight in the MAC.
I don't know why people are acting like the MAC sucks. So I don't know where that came from all of a sudden.
Return of the MAC.
It's because Bruce Pearl went on TV talking about how Auburn should be in over them, and
guy that never won anything.
Bruce Pearl's got to calm the hell down a little bit.
A little bit. Well, that's why, because he'd rather see 7-13 in the SEC Auburn get in. Like, no, I'm good.
Gave his son a head coaching job. Now Auburn stinks, and they won't want them to get a pity invite to the tournament. Absolutely not.
Nah, I'm good.
I'm on my official Darren Peterson hatred tour.
You know what funny was? We talked about it 2 weeks ago a lot, and then like Kansas had a really good week, and then this week they've been terrible. They have 2 bad losses this week. I hate to say it, I'm with Gene though. I just don't trust that kid. They don't play well away from Kansas as it is. On a neutral court, and I can't put any stock into Kansas this year. As good as Bill Self is, coach,
100%.
Can't do it.
AJ, Cam, Nate Ament, I'll take them all.
Mistake.
Okay. Well, I mean, listen, I've made them before. I have. Look, I think I'm the one. I'm not saying the only one, but I think I admit I'm wrong more than anyone on the show. Like, I've retracted more things and I've said I was wrong about that more than anyone on the show.
I think
I have.
I think you. Well, I'm not saying it's because me or Cotrell are right more. I think you say more. You say more. You say more bold things than me and Cotrell do. So I mean,
but I don't get. You're right, but I don't get a lot of credit for my bold takes when they're right.
I don't think that's true.
Mahomes, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Okay. I said it 6 years ago, 5 years ago.
Let's stall it out.
Not really. Took 1 year off with an injury.
Got beat the year before.
And Super Bowl.
Like, okay, it's fine. I mean, yeah, but you're gonna be Michael. You got to win Super Bowls.
So you got 3 already.
Does have
2, 3.
It's 3. Let's not. He has 3.
Okay, it's 3.
Yeah.
He won't be the favorite to win one next year.
49ers twice and the Eagles, just to be clear. If you guys don't know. He definitely won't be the favorite to win one next year, but he's still young. Didn't Michael take a couple years off?
He did. That's basketball. I don't think you can go away from football for 3 years and come back.
I'm kidding. It was a joke.
I know.
And
this is just my opinion. This isn't going against what you're saying. I just don't think Mahomes, he doesn't strike me as a guy that's going to play till he's like 42 like Brady did either.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Is the only way to pass Brady to get the 7 Super Bowls?
If you, we've already kind of had this discussion. Like
that's what I'm asking. I'm asking again. I'm seeing if you still remain on your same.
Yeah, like I'm universally across the board like that. Like I think championships is one thing that like no matter what state the game's in, it still means the same thing. Like even like Tom Brady even played in a different NFL than Patrick Mahomes is playing in right now. And Tom Brady played in a way different NFL than Marino and Elway and all those guys played in. Like it's the same argument with Jordan and LeBron. Like LeBron's playing in a drastically different NBA than Jordan played in. And I'm not saying that for better or worse. I'm just saying they're not playing in the same league. Like that's why it's hard to compare generations all the time. Like if you put John Elway and Dan Marino in the NFL right now, their numbers would be drastically higher than they were when they played, and vice versa. Patrick Mahomes would still be an elite quarterback if he played football in 1987. Just like I don't buy into the whole thing. Like people are like, oh, LeBron would stink if he played back in the 90s. Like that's bullshit. That's not true. It's just not. So like I think championships is the one thing, and it shouldn't be the end all be all. I'm not saying that, but it's the one thing that's constant.
Control, I'll ask you the same question because I know your answer is different. Do you think Patrick has to win 7 Super Bowls to be considered better than Brady?
No.
I don't think so either. And I think that it's interesting. I don't think Jordan's better than LeBron because he won 6 and LeBron won 4. I just want to be clear when I say that because Bill Russell's not better than Jordan because Bill won 11 and Jordan won 6. I think greatness is what you see and what you watch. And Tom is the greatest of all time. But Patrick being a top 10 quarterback of all time before he turned 30 is the closest we've ever seen to that. I'm not saying he's better than Manning now or Montana now. I don't have him top 5 right now. I think I have him 5, actually. It teeters between him and Elway. I always have my GOAT, Dan Marino, 4. He's not really my GOAT, but my point being is I watched him play football and throw a football. Just think it's insane. But I think if Patrick wins 2 more and breaks a lot of those records, I think Patrick can be considered the greatest of all time. But that's just, it's fun recreational shit talk.
Yeah. And 6 years from now, if we say that and he's sitting at 5, I think it's a different discussion.
Correct.
But as we sit here right now, no.
And I mean, I think another part of it too is that, again, not to like downplay any of Brady's rings, because obviously 7 is an incredible number no matter how you do it. But if it's, we're looking at some of these Chiefs teams, like I would say the year that they beat the Eagles was a surprising one in my opinion. I picked them to win, but that was because of Pat. I would say it was surprising because of it was like, oh, they don't have Tyreek Hill now. Oh, they don't have this anymore. Like pieces got subtracted from this Chiefs team. They have to be a little bit worse than what they were. And then Baltimore goes and gets the 1 seed, and can the Chiefs win on the road, and all this stuff. Like I do think that like stories like that kind of add into it here. So seeing how the Chiefs, do after this, little mini rebuild they're going through while, Mahomes is hurt, they're figuring out their contracts and, their cap space and stuff like that. I think it'll be interesting to see like what kind of success they have here, because Brady was always the one to take less money to make sure the Patriots could try and sign somebody or be more flexible and things like that. Mahomes is, at the time he took his money, he's restructuring, making it more free for the Chiefs there. But I think it's just going to ultimately depend too on, if we're looking at it like, oh, well, Mahomes willed this Chiefs team to 2 more Super Bowls and they weren't favorites to win it. Like, I do think that would hold like a lot of value where you don't necessarily have to go get 7 to be considered better.
I don't agree.
Tyreek Hill is better than any wide receiver that Tom Brady won a Super Bowl with. That's a crazy statement.
I agree.
No, I understand that portion of it, but I'm just saying, like, it would be like the comparison essentially is it would be like in 2007, like obviously the Patriots went like undefeated or whatever. They lose Randy Moss and they go back to the Super Bowl and then they win a championship. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm not saying that Tyreek Hill isn't better than.
They didn't do that year. You're talking about the next year.
The Chiefs did it the following year. Like they got rid of Tyreek Hill and they won a Super Bowl. Like that's my point.
Brady won a receiver was number 1 receiver being David Patton, Deion Branch.
That's what I mean, dude. Like
Okay.
you want to talk about the will to win and stuff like that. Like
it's not about a will to win thing. When the Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill. Tell me you thought that the Chiefs were going to go win the Super Bowl the following year. The answer is
There's a lot of years I didn't think the Patriots were going to
Yeah.
the Super Bowl, and they did. So to be very clear with you, I'm on your side on most of this argument. I don't agree with that.
Line up any quarterback and tell me they're going to go win a Super Bowl with Deion Branch and David Patton and be confident in it.
Troy Brown.
Yeah, like come on, man.
Sides of the ball.
Let's not act like they didn't have the best defense in football during those time frames either.
Now we're moving goalposts now. Kansas City hasn't had a good defense the last 3 years.
I didn't say they haven't had a good defense.
All right.
That's not what I said.
It's a fun argument. Let's move on to You Gotta Be Kidding Me. It's a good debate for years. I love it. It's what makes sports great. Jordan, LeBron, Patrick, Tom. You know, you got a lot of these situations that we're watching history unfold in front of us. It's a lot of fun talking about this.
Agreed.
So I respect both your opinions.
It will be interesting to see where it is 5 years from now because it could get even more fun.
100%, but it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to say it when it happens versus projecting it.
Right.
And I like projecting it way ahead of time.
You love your projections.
I do. That's what I do. But when they blow up in my face, I'm the first one to say it. It's getting to You Gotta Be Kidding Me. Cottrell?
Except for Juan Soto.
So this week for me, I didn't really have one until the reports came out today. Myles Garrett was cited for speeding by local police for going 20 miles per hour over the legal limit. He was clocked going 94 miles per hour in a 70 mile per hour zone. This is Garrett's 8th road-related incident with the police in the United States.
Car insurance.
Myles Garrett. I mean, you were in a position where you flipped the car before and it was raining out. You flipped the car. You have to miss a couple games because of your injuries from that. You had other instances of speeding here, and really nothing keeps coming of this. Like, at what point do you learn? I mean, you're coming off of the best season by an edge rusher in the history of the league. You broke the sack record, and you were the unanimous, defensive MVP here, and you're still doing things like this. Like, I think it's one thing if it's like just speeding and it's like, okay, it happens. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like, speeding doesn't happen. But for it to continuously be an issue for you and you continuously get cited for it, it's just unacceptable at this point for a guy who is going to have the opportunity to be one of the best defensive players of all time. So for me this week, Myles Garrett with yet another speeding citation.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
That's a funny comment. Shally.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I mean, one of their kids got in trouble again the other day. We touched on a tad, and Gene brought up a little bit. Obviously, with Johan Rojas, this is a kid that was thought of very highly in the Phillies organization. I would say 3 years ago, got a chance to play up in the big leagues for a while. Defensively, he's actually pretty good, but can't hit. I guess he was going to take the route. I'm going to go get stronger and bigger, and it's going to make me a better hitter. And now he's officially been popped, I guess, for PEDs. He's going to have his hearing. I don't know what his excuse is going to be. I don't care. I don't know why these guys, like, this isn't like pee in a cup stuff anymore. Like, they, between that and the blood, like, they can see everything you pretty much took in your body for the last month. You're not going to beat science anymore. This is the 90s. We're not rubbing flaxseed oil over our forearms and everything else, whatever the hell we're doing. It's enough is enough, man. These guys got to stop. You're just going to keep getting popped. He's facing 80 games now for a guy that was already going to be a fringe, fringe maybe bench guy this year. For a really good team, and you're most likely going to, blow that and piss that away. So just, again, another unfortunate PED user not getting it.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
I have a video for mine, and I have to explain it. It's a little bit like it's one of those ones that. Let me show it, and we'll talk. All right. You guys see my screen? Yeah.
Getting it out the mud on the defensive end, running the other way.
So gets the layup. Jameer is not happy. And him and Eason
That should
are
not
having
be
words.
anything called flagrant.
Trae Young hasn't even played a game yet for the Wizards.
Hey, but this is
Can't do that.
get it.
You guys might think that I'm.
We have a technical foul on Trae Young. It was potentially flagrant.
Wizards.
You guys might think I'm gonna use Trae Young as my. You got to be kidding me. I'm not. I loved what Trae Young did. What Trae Young did is exactly what a teammate should have done. Who I'm going to use as my you got to be kidding me is the other 4 Wizards that were on the court that watched their teammate get shoved onto the ground, then stood in front of him, and then watched him get shoved again, to where Trae Young, who was in street clothes, had to come off the bench to defend his player. That is some bullshit. Your team sucks. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're literally attempting to lose. At the very minimum, defend your teammate. Tari Eason shoves. Look, he shoves Shamir Watkins to the ground. No foul gets called, which is absurd. Then he pushes him again. And no one from the Atlanta Hawks gets involved. Except a guy in street clothes. Trae Young. So this, you got to be kidding me, is for the officials that watched the guy get shoved on the ground and make a call. And for the other 4 Wizards players who didn't do shit when their player got shoved onto the ground.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
That was so annoying.
It's wild the refs didn't call a foul there, and then they're upset that, I forgot the player who Watkins, like, he kind of retaliated afterwards. Like, that's really what caused the scrum there. Like, no foul call, and it was a literal, full extension push. Like, there was no flopping involved there. Like, it was a legitimate push. Like, that was wild. But I'm with you. It is crazy. None of the Wizards, like, stepped up to do anything, and they just gave up the bucket and then got back on the other side, pushed him again, and Trae Young's got to be the one to throw on the cape and defend his guy. It's crazy.
By the way, Shally, I tried for the longest time to defend him. I almost used Daryl Morey as my you got to be kidding me this week. I'm sorry, guys, and I know there's a lot of Sixers fans out there. The reason the Sixers team is struggling so badly right now is because they traded a friend in the locker room for nothing, basically just to clear up money to save a couple dollars. And then the GM, unprovoked, went on a media rant about how he sold him at a ceiling. Well, the Sixers just lost by 40 last night, 2 nights ago, to the San Antonio Spurs. And Jarrett McCain led the Oklahoma City Thunder in scoring last night with 20 points. I don't think Jarrett McCain was at a ceiling. I think Daryl Morey did it to save money. And you didn't need to go into the media and trash Jarrett McCain for no reason. Kid's been nothing but a nice person, hard worker. And Oklahoma City seems to love him. So screw you, Daryl Morey.
Yeah.
Any final comments, gentlemen?
Only one I got is also, in addition to being at the Combine, was also at Elite 11 regionals in Indianapolis, and giving you a kid to look out for now. 2027 quarterback Jake Nallrot. He is going to be special when his time comes. He actually just after the camp got offered to Florida State, But he's a 4-star kid right now. I don't think he's a 4-star through 24/7, but he's not even ranked through ESPN. He will climb the ranks, and whatever team he goes to, he will be a special one. The other one that is a sleeper, but actually got an invite to the finals, was Braylon Warren. He's a Missouri commit right now. He's a 3-star, but those are the two that absolutely stood out. So definitely looking forward to seeing them moving forward in their college football journey.
Love it. Love it. Cottrell bringing us the real recognizes real. Shall any final comments, brother?
I do real quick. Today is March 4th, which means it's the birthday of the best little sister in the world, which will be my sister Katie. I'm very blessed to have the sister that I do. She's an incredible person. So I just want to wish her a happy birthday again. We're going out to celebrate Sunday along with Jonathan's birthday. So I know they're watching. So I just want to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Katie. Guys, doing Wire2Wire breaks tonight, 9:45. Newest product.
What are you doing tonight?
The new fantasy football wildcard product that just came out. It is we just got cases of it. Also, if you were involved in any of the sweet treat buys, we were shorted 2 autographs in which I had to come out of my own safe and I gave an autograph product of my own to a customer because I guaranteed an auto in a box and there was no 4th auto in our case. Wildcard is made right because they're a great company and they sent us 2 cases of sweet treats at a huge discount. So if you had bought sweet treats before at $150 a box, tune in tonight and we are going to be selling them to previous customers for almost half off. So you bought them before boxes, you can get them for significant discounts. If not, we have loaded ones. They obviously made sure our new boxes were loaded. So I'm almost sure our 3 cases that we have out there are going to be through the roof. So tune in because we have some awesome cards to, I don't know, sell, but at great, great discounts. I love the product. I think it's super fun. I hope you guys tune in and check it out.
Cottrell, I know you followed, so I'll ask you, Gino Laugh. F1 starts Sunday. Who do you think your champ is this year? See, look at that reaction.
I'm going to go back to I'm going to go back to Verstappen.
Ooh, all right.
Who you got?
I think Lewis breaks the record this year. I think it's his last year. I think Ferrari's been super fast in the testing with all the new cars. I think Lewis is going to get it done.
You don't see Norris. You don't see Lando.
They don't have the best car anymore, so we'll see. I think it's gonna be an interesting couple weeks. Like I said, I think Mercedes is gonna be right there. I think George Russell's gonna have a really good car, and I think I don't think the McLarens are gonna be there. I think it's gonna be between George, Max, Lewis, and Charles. That's what I think.
Okay.
Gene?
Yeah. Blue.
What?
Blue.
That would either be, I guess that would be Red Bull.
There we go. Guys, thank you guys for tuning in this week to Wire2Wire Sports Podcast. Make sure you check us out on Wire2Wire Breaks on Whatnot tonight. I'm the NFL Genius Gene Walls. That's Kent State's own, Cleveland's own. Real recognizes real. Collegiate Cottrell, Uncle Shally, Scholastic Shally, Mr. William Shallcross, and we are signing